girl Yolanda over here at Forever Landa, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me for another day of Vlogmas, and today we're doing 21 things to do before 2021 ends. If that sounds like something you want to stick around for, I say go ahead and do. Now, before we move on to those 21 items, there are two things, well actually, there's three things that I need you to do. First, go get you something to drink, whether it be a cup of tea, coffee, a glass of wine. Also, get your pen and paper. These are some things, some tasks that we really want to get into because we want 2022 to be a prosperous and fruitful year. So I'm going to say, catch me on the other side, everybody. Okay, so now this list of 21 things to do before 2021 ends. So the first thing we're going to say to do is declutter. Now, you may be saying, you know what, Yolanda, my house is already decluttered. My car is already decluttered. But you know what? There's something somewhere that needs to be decluttered. It could be your phone. It could be your computer. It could be your closet. It could be that junk drawer that everyone has in the kitchen. But that's the first thing that I'm going to recommend that you do, is to do some sort of decluttering in your home, in your space, in your life. The second thing I'm going to recommend that you do is to organize. So hey, if you're gonna declutter, you might as well organize. So that junk drawer, let's turn that into organized chaos. You can go ahead and you could purchase different containers and separators and organizers from Amazon, Home Goods, Ross, Marshalls, Walmart, Target, you name it. All of those places have things where you can purchase things to organize. If it's your closet, go ahead and buy that shoe rack. Go ahead and buy the slimmer, sleeker hangers. Whatever the case may be, after you declutter, you want to go ahead and you want to organize so that you don't fall into that trap again. So the third thing you want, and I said third and put up two fingers, oh my goodness. The third thing you want to do after you declutter and after you organize is donate. So in your decluttering, you're going to find some things that doesn't need to go in the trash, but they're still useful. However, you're no longer using them. I recommend that you go ahead and you donate those things to Goodwill, Salvation Army, your local homeless facility. Sometimes you can even find where there are facilities that take in individuals who have been victims of domestic violence. I'm going to encourage you to donate your items to those organizations. So after you declutter, which was number one, after you organize, which is number two, I recommend that you donate, which is number three. So the fourth thing that I'm going to go ahead and recommend is that you write down your accomplishments for the year. A lot of times we get so caught up into the things that we didn't do, the things we didn't get to, that phone call we didn't make, those goals that we didn't reach, that we forget to really celebrate the small things, the things that we did get a chance to achieve. So now is a really, really good time for you to write that list down. You'll be surprised at how much you've accomplished through 2021. I know I am. There are things that I never thought I would do that I'm doing now. And so I encourage you to really write down a list of accomplishments. The fifth thing to do before 2021 ends is to write a gratitude list. So you have your pen and paper out already. Go ahead and write down the things that you're grateful for. You know, you would be surprised at how many things that you've been blessed with this year. You'll be surprised at the things that have been done. And so I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my friends. And so I encourage you to write that list. One of the things that it'll do is that it'll give you that uplift. It'll give you that boost that you may need during this time. So the sixth thing that I'm going to recommend that you do is to reflect. So if you've been following my channel for a while, whether you're a subscriber or you're just someone who comes back and watches the videos, although you're not subscribed. You can do that now though. Can help a girl out. But one of the sixth thing that I do is actually to reflect. I'm a journaler and I'm a planner. And so one of the things that I like to do is to go back through my planner and see some of the things that I've done. I can see some of the things that I've gotten into. I can see my thoughts, especially from my journaling when I'm doing either my faith journaling or just journaling what's going on in my head. I can see where I was then versus where I am now. I can see the growth. I can see the potential. And so when you do that form of reflection, it gives you the opportunity to see how you've progressed. So you may feel like you're stuck or you're just this one place, but when you have that time to reflect and to go back, you can actually see that there has been some growth, there has been some change. Remember, the caterpillar, and before it becomes a butterfly, does most of this growing when it's in a cocoon and nobody else can see it. So when you go back and you reflect, you can see that growth that took place during your cocoon stage. The seventh thing that I recommend that you do, the sixth thing we talked about, going back and looking at your planner. So since you have your planner out, look back at those things that you've planned or those goals, those things that you wanted to do, but maybe you didn't quite hit the mark. Go back and take a look at those things, and you know what? Plan it, add it as a goal again and plan it out. Maybe it wasn't meant to be in 2021. Maybe this is something that's meant to be done in 2022. Maybe it's meant to be done when you've grown more. Maybe it's meant to be done because you have more skills, you have a better attitude, or you've surrounded yourself with individuals that can help you get to where you need to be. So look back at those goals that you didn't achieve and go ahead and plot out a plan in order to help you meet those goals. The eighth thing that I'm going to recommend that you do is to assess your priorities. A lot of times in our goal setting and our planning, and I'm guilty of this, and I've come and I know this, and so I've been able to adapt. And so I'm gonna share with you what I do in the hopes that maybe it'll help you. So when you assess your priorities, I have the tendency to want to do so much. So I have the tendency to say I want to do 20 things. Of course, sometimes it's impossible to do those 20 things given the time frame that I'm trying to do them in. First of all, I'm only one person. Second of all, it's only so many hours in a day. Third of all, your girl gotta sleep sometime, right? So when you do and you take a look at the things that you want to do and then you assess your priorities, you have the opportunity to say what is most important to do and what needs to get done faster, quicker, or first. And so when you give yourself that opportunity to assess your priorities, in turn, what you'll be able to do is say, you know what? I can only accomplish these 3 things given this period of time. Although I want to do these 20, it's more realistic for me to really focus on these 3 things because these are my primary things that I want to get done. These are my primary goals. This is where I really want to be in life. And so assess your priorities. The 9th thing that you want to do, and I'm talking to myself, and I have been doing this past week, is go through your phone and clean it up. I was going through my phone and I saw hundreds and hundreds of contacts. Now, you may say, Yolanda, I don't want to delete contacts because, I may need to reach out to that person. That's great. Same here. But I was going through my phone and realized that I had phone numbers of people in my phone who have been deceased, not just this year, not just last year, but have been deceased for a number of years. I think it's time for me to maybe keep the memory of that person in my heart and not necessarily in my phone. Another thing is those screenshots. Some of you do screenshots for proof or screenshots for funny things that you see on Facebook or Instagram or memes and things like that. You don't need to keep all of those things in your phone and cluttering up your phone, cluttering up your space. More and more of us, we're using our phones more often. And so what you want to do is really provide yourself with a clean slate, somewhere that it isn't a place where there's tons of negative reminders, negative energy. And so I always recommend, and this is me, Yolanda, talking to Yolanda, to clean out your phone. The 10th thing that I recommend that you do is do a mind, body, spirit check. Yeah. Is your mind where it needs to be? Is your body where it needs to be? Is your spirit where it needs to be? And when you check on those, don't just do a check and see, oh, I'm lacking there. Do something about it if you find yourself lacking. There's never too late to start. It's never too late if you're looking at you're doing a body or a wellness or a health check. It's never too late to start exercising. It's never too late to commit to hydrating. It's never too late to say, I want to do better skincare. If it's your mind, it's never too late to invest in your mental abilities and mental capabilities. You know, invest in yourself by taking an online class. Invest in yourself by taking a class in person. You know, an art class, belly dancing. You get all ceramics, cooking, anything that's going to help enliven you, your mind, your body, and your spirit. Also, if you need to kind of get in touch with your spiritual side, you know, maybe that was a goal that you have for 2021 and you haven't quite gotten to where you expected to be. It's never too late, 1, to start again, 2, to start, and 3, to just reflect and get back in touch to what you have lost. You know, there's something about renewed strength, renewed energy. And so we really want to get to that place where we are able to align ourselves with where we are mentally, where we are physically, and where we are spiritually, and then to adjust so that we are better able not only to serve others, but to also serve ourselves. The 11th thing that I recommend that you do on our list of 21 things to do before 2021 is, we're almost there, everyone. The 11th thing is to take care of your body. So I just mentioned about doing a mind, body, spirit checkup, but you want to take care of your body. So if there are your wellness checks that you haven't done, ladies, your mammograms, gents, any doctors to your visit, any visits to your doctor. Also, you want to make that appointment with your eye doctor. You want to make those appointments because you're no good to anyone if your body is failing, if your body is not in sync. It's going to take all of you, and not only to be able to serve others, but to also serve yourself and be of good to yourself. We talked earlier about setting goals and planning. How can you set goals and plan if your body is not aligned and is not well? So the 12th thing that I'm going to recommend that you do on our goal for 21 things to do before 2021 is call up family members and friends that you haven't spoken to in a while. You know, call them up. Let them hear your voice. Let you hear their voice. You know, life is really too short for us to isolate ourselves, for us not to tell our loved ones how much we care about them. You know, things happen. You know, 2020 and 2021 has really taught me a lot, and has taught me to really hold dear those that I care about. So if you care about someone, I recommend that you go ahead and you reach out to them, let them know that you're thinking about them. The 13th thing that I recommend that you do is contact that person that, you know, maybe you guys had a falling out. I'm going to call this bury the hatchet. You know, my husband often says that sometimes when you're holding a grudge against someone, it's really like drinking poison, you drinking poison, but expecting the other person to die. You're doing more harm to yourself. So I say reach out to that person, forgive, to really do that. That's going to allow you to become whole, you to be better going into 2022, you to be better as we end 2021. So that is the 13th thing that I recommend that you do is bury the hatchet. The 14th thing that I recommend that you do is to make something. It's something about putting your hands and your brain and your ideas into motion. And it could be art. It could be another DIY project. It could be food. It could be anything. But there's something about putting your creativity to work that just makes you feel that much better. It takes you to another level. So that's the 14th thing that I recommend that you do before 2021 ends, is to make something. So the 15th thing that I recommend that you do before 2021 ends is to do a digital detox. Social media has become prevalent in all of our lives. There are various social media platforms, and all of those social media can be a good thing. Sometimes it can also have a negative effect on you, or a negative impact. A lot of times what we start to do is to compare ourselves to those that we see on social media. We start to think, why am I not like that? Or why am I not there? Why I don't make as much money as that person? Or why I'm not balling like that? Or why my body doesn't look like that? And the one thing I know about comparison is that comparison is a joy killer. It steals your joy. So I recommend that before 2021 ends, that you go ahead and you take a digital detox from all social media. The 16th thing that I recommend that you do before 2021 is to create a financial plan. So you had those financial goals for 2021. You may or may not have achieved them, but it's never too late to start, and it's never too early to get started on 2022. So I recommend that you go ahead and you create that financial plan. Create a budget. Talk about some no spend days. I actually use a tracker, and I'm gonna link it in the description box below to my website, www.teamonbook.com, and I have this whole financial planning inserts. And so those planning inserts allow you to do several things. It allows you to commit to no spending. It allows you to track your investments. It allows you to have saving goals. It also allows you to create a budget that you can stick to, in which that budget can help you save. It can also help you in your goals to reduce your debt. The 17th thing, we're almost done, everyone. The 17th thing to do before 2021 ends is to rearrange a room in your house. It's something about changing things around that just gives you that refresh, that renewing. And I mentioned that earlier, something about renewed, restored. So change a room in your house. It could be something simple. Change the way the chairs face. Change a piece of decor. Swap out lamps. Put up something different. Swap out a rug. It's something about just rearranging things that really, really gives you that new focus, renewal on how things can be done. The 18th thing to do on our road to 21 things to do before 2021 is to make sure you schedule some self-care time. Like self-care, whatever self-care looks like to you. Self-care to me is allowing myself to be creative. Self-care to you may be a nap. Self-care to you may be pampering yourself. It may be taking yourself out on a self-date. So whatever self-care is to you, I recommend that you incorporate that into one of the things that you do before 2021 ends. The 19th thing to do on our journey of 21 things to do before 2021 ends is to meditate on and choose a word to focus on for the year of 2022. This is something that I started doing back in 2019. It's just really allowing myself to really kind of meditate and think about what it is that I should be focusing on for that next year. For example, 2019, my word was discover. And in 2020, my word was purpose. And in 2021, my word was discipline. So I'm really meditating and really seeking the assistance of God and really asking Him for what my one little word will be for 2022. Now, if you go on this journey with me, like if you would like to go on this one little word journey with me, go ahead and let me know in the comments below, or you can reach out to me on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram at the authorpreneur_. And I'll make sure to include that in the description box and somewhere on the screen as well when I'm editing. And so that is the 19th thing to do before 2021 ends. The 20th thing to do before 2021 ends is to pamper yourself. Now you may be saying, pamper myself, Yolanda? I can't do that. What I mean by pamper yourself is make yourself feel important. What I've been doing, what I do to pamper myself is make my plate pretty. You know, you eat with your eyes first. So whether I'm using paper plate or I'm using china or whatever I'm using, I try to make my plate pretty. I try to serve up things to make, just really make myself feel important, to feel loved. And so I recommend too that you start incorporating pampering into your, not only your daily life, but something that you do before 2021 is over. And now we're at the end. On our journey of 21 things to do before 2021 ends, the 21st thing to do is give yourself grace. Now, we often pray and we ask God for His grace. We also often extend grace to others. However, when it comes time to give grace or extend grace to ourselves, we don't do that. So don't be so hard on yourself. Don't minimize your victories. Don't minimize the small things that you've achieved. I see sometimes like small business owners, they'll say, I'm just. Scratch that word out, just, and just say, I'm this. You know, give yourself grace. You know, extend that grace to yourself. You're not perfect. And in our strive to trying to be perfect, trying to be excellent, we tend to really judge ourselves very harshly. And so I am asking you and encouraging you to give yourself grace. You never know not only how that's going to affect you, but in turn, what it'll allow you to do is to also be easier about extending grace to others. So again, this is your girl Yolanda over here at Forever Landa. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below, let me know which of the 21 things that you are going to try your level best to do before 2021 is over. And I'm going to say bye-bye now. See you later.
How much fun it's gonna be